Asian moms. I'm driving home from the Sierra Nevadas with my family, and I wanted to remind everyone that that raffle for the $50 gift card for Thanksgiving, just blessings from God, right? From me to all the moms out here, for you to post your testimony or anything that God is doing in your life, right? I was gonna type mine up, but I wanted to just record it. So like a big warm hug from one mom to all of you moms, one-on-one, right? My testimony goes back to 2015, and I had just moved away from my parents, right, in the Bay Area, and we moved to Las Vegas in 2015. That year, we had moved there hoping to make really good money, right? My husband was a salesman, and he was doing awesome in the Bay Area. So I just had these hopes or expectations that we were going to live in a mansion and have a pool, and it was going to be great. More tthan I could hope, dream, or imagine. I mean, I knew God, but I didn't really know him intimately in a relationship. So my daughter was about 6 months at the time. My son probably was about 3 years old. We were potty training him at that time. And my husband made very little money that year. We had the worst time that first year transitioning. It was the first time I was ever far away from my family and really alone, in Las Vegas. So in the midst of that, I was just really heartbroken. And if anything can attack a marriage, it's finances, right? When I met my husband, he made lots of money, had 2 motorcycles, had 2 houses, had 2 cars. And suddenly, after we had kids, he had this expectation that I was going to become a stay-at-home mom because his mom was a stay-at-home mom. He is Caucasian and I'm Filipino, and that's just not normal, right? I expected my parents to babysit my kids, and I would work in San Francisco as an accountant, a hedge fund accountant, and make good money and be like Devil Wears Prada, but in the accounting world. But that wasn't his plan, and I honored him, right? And so he was just like, we can't survive in the Bay Area. I'm excellent at what I do, but we need to go to Las Vegas. There's more money there. We'll end up in a bigger house. It's better for our family. You could stay home. And it was just like a false hope. I thought that we could bank on that, right? I thought God was in it and with that. But that first year we had to pull money out of retirement. We had nothing, and I was just really broken. In fact, I wanted to go home and break up with him and take my kids back to the Bay Area and live with my mom. And that's the reality. I thought I don't want to do this. This is not how I grew up to know how life should be, you know? And I ended up going to church. I went to 7 different churches, and I was like, I can't tell my family the truth. And I can't tell my friends that my life isn't perfect because it looks good on social media. And I could tell my husband, but he just thought that I was cute and that I would get over it. It's just traveling adjustments, right? I ended up going to church because they had daycare, right? They had children's ministry. They had an hour. I had an hour away from my kids, and I knew that they weren't going to harm them, and that I had silence to be by myself and with God and cry out to him. So I did. I cried out to him big time at church, and I said, God, I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't want to go back home, and I don't want to move in with my mother-in-law and look like a failure. And I said, God, if you could meet me, this is how raw it was. I said, God, if you could meet me, I'll show up for you. That's my son, he's playing video games. But I said it, I'll show up for you every single time if you can take us out of this, and if you could restore my marriage, and if you could take care of my family here in Las Vegas. And so every week I showed up for church. And eventually, there was conference, and I told my husband he wasn't going with me. He knew the Lord, but he had kind of fallen away too. And I said, I'm going, you can come with me. And he did. And we would sit there for an hour with our coffee, free childcare, And God was just healing. And then I started volunteering in the women's ministry and the kids ministry and just showing up. I told God that if he could deliver us through that, I would show up every single time, right? And I started reading my Bible and spending alone time with him. And he just healed. Like, I didn't have to tell my husband my problems. I just told God, I was like, I know you're real. Can you talk to him too? Can you work it out in his life? And can we stop arguing? And can you partner with my faith? Like, I had a little retirement that we used to buy our next house, but he's slowly, I guess to preference that, before all this in 2010, we had lost all the houses, the cars, we lost everything and started rebuilding. And then we had kids and we had no money. And then he had a new career and then started making money, and then we moved to Vegas and we had nothing again. And I just surrendered my life. So there's my testimony. And then I started surrendering my kids, surrendering every part of my life to the Lord. And I was like, this is my marriage. Can you take it and transform it? Here are my kids. Like, I don't want to raise them the way that I was raised. Here's my career. I thought I had an amazing career. I thought I was going to have Gucci bags, Louis Vuitton, and drive a Mercedes. That's what I was raised with. And I gave it to him, and then he just dissected my heart and my mind, and now I just live for him because he already knows the desires of my heart. And I don't know who that's for. And before I got on, I kind of didn't want to do this video because I thought, who needs to hear this? You know, nobody needs to hear this, but I know that's a lie of the enemy. So wherever you're at, you know, that's my testimony. I know you have one too. Post it, make a video, post anything. I'd love to bless anyone with a $50 gift card in that raffle. God knows who deserves that gift card. But yeah, I love you guys. Praying, just decree just the blessings and favor over your family's lives, over your kids, over your spouses, over just your whole entire family, your friends and spheres of influence. And we just decree and declare those things in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Bye.